If AI feels like a threat to your job, your skills, or your future, stop. That fear is normal, but it's also fixable. In the next minutes, I'll show you a simple mindset shift backed by science that turns fear into fuel and gives you a real game plan to thrive with AI. Stick with me, and I'll give you 3 things you can do right now to start changing your life.
If you had a day where nobody would recognize you.
I don't think I'd be that different, honestly. I dropped the whole trying to be something for somebody a long time ago, so I pretty much walk through the world except when I want to be funny or I want to do something outrageous. I don't have any trouble being myself, and I don't have any trouble saying no when I mean no. I don't feel there is a pressing responsibility to please everyone. I'm not unkind to people.
No.
I love people. I would much prefer saying hello and who are you and what are you doing today than giving a selfie, because selfies stop the world. They stop life. You then go like that, and it's going on Instagram to give people a false sense of relevance.
People talk about depression all the time. The difference between depression and sadness is just from happenstance, whatever happened or didn't happen for you, or, grief or whatever it is. And depression is your body saying, I don't want to be this character anymore. I don't want to hold up this avatar that you've created in the world. It's too much for me. Deep rest. Your body needs to be depressed. It needs deep rest from the character that you've been trying to play.
I act because I'm broken in a lot of pieces, and acting gives me a chance to reconfigure those pieces into 1,000 different things that are positive for people to watch.
When I was about 28, after a decade as a professional comedian, I realized one night in LA that the purpose of my life had always been to free people from concern, just like my dad. The only one I hadn't freed was myself, and that's when my search for identity deepened. You'll come up with your own style. That's part of the fun. You are ready and able to do beautiful things in this world. And after you walk through those doors today, you will only ever have 2 choices: love or fear. Choose love, and don't ever let fear turn you against your playful heart.
Now, when I go to sleep at night, I'm not just a guy going to sleep. I'm 2-time Golden Globe winner Jim Carrey going to get some well-needed shut-eye. And when I dream, I don't just dream any old dream. No, sir. I dream about being 3-time Golden Globe winning actor Jim Carrey. Because then I would be enough. It would finally be true. And I could stop this terrible search for what I know ultimately won't fulfill me.
My job is to help people level up faster than the world changes. Today we're talking about the growth mindset. Not just what it is, but how to build it step by step, and why it's your most valuable skill in an AI-driven world. What is a growth mindset? A growth mindset is the belief that your abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort, strategy, and feedback. It's the opposite of the fixed mindset, the idea that talent is baked in and unchangeable. In practice, growth-minded people see challenges as practice fields. Fixed-minded people see them as judgment days. Growth versus fixed, quick side by side. If you hear yourself say, "I can't do this," add one simple word, "yet." That tiny shift signals possibility. Instead of thinking, "I'm bad at X," you think, "I haven't mastered X yet." That changes everything you do next. The science. This isn't just motivational fluff. Research on neuroplasticity shows your brain literally changes with practice. Carol Dweck's studies prove people taught to believe they can grow actually learn more, persist longer, and improve faster.
Thank you. Today, I want to tell you about the power of yet. I learned of a high school in Chicago where students had to pass 84 units to graduate, and if they didn't pass, they got the grade not yet. I thought, isn't that wonderful? Because if you fail, you're nowhere. But if you get the grade not yet, you're on a learning curve. Not yet gave them a path into the future. And not yet also helped me understand a critical experience early in my career. To figure out how kids coped with challenge, I gave 10-year-olds some problems that were a little too difficult for them. Some of them reacted in a shockingly positive way. They said things like, "I love a challenge," or "I was hoping this would be informative." They understood that their abilities could grow through their hard work. They had what I call a growth mindset. But other children, for them it was tragic, catastrophic. From their more fixed mindset perspective, their core intelligence had been tested and devastated. Instead of the power of yet, they were gripped by the tyranny of now. So, what did they do next? In one study, after a failure on a test, they said they'd cheat next time instead of study more. In another study, they found someone who did worse than they did so they could feel better. And in many studies, we found they run from difficulty. Let's look at how that looks in the brain. Moser and his colleagues measured from the brain as kids encountered errors. Processing the error shows up in red. If you look at the fixed mindset brain on the left, nothing is happening. But if you look at the growth mindset brain on the right, it's on fire with yet. They're processing the error deeply, learning from it, and correcting it. So, how are we raising our kids? Are we raising them for now or for yet? Are they focused on the next A or test score instead of dreaming big, instead of thinking about what they want to be and how they want to contribute to society? And if they are too focused on A's and test scores, are they going to carry this with them into the future? Maybe because many employers are coming to me and saying, we've already created a generation of young workers who can't get through the day without an award. So, what can we do? How can we build that bridge to yet? First, we can praise wisely. Our research shows that when we praise kids for the process they engage in, their hard work, their strategies, their focus, their perseverance, they learn that challenge seeking, they learn that resilience. Praising talent, praising intelligence makes them vulnerable. There are other ways of rewarding yet. We teamed up with game scientists at the University of Washington to create a math game, Brain Points. The typical math game rewards right answers right now, but not brain points. We rewarded process and the learning curve, so effort, strategy, and progress. The Brain Points game created more sustained learning and greater perseverance than the standard game. And just the words yet and not yet after a student has a setback, we're finding creates greater confidence and greater persistence. We also can change students' mindsets directly. In one study, we taught students that every time they pushed out of their comfort zone to learn something really, really hard and they stuck to it, the neurons in their brain could form new, stronger connections, and over time, they could become smarter. Those who learned this lesson showed a sharp increase in their grades. Those who did not showed a decrease. We have done this with thousands of students now across the country with similar results, especially for struggling students. So let's talk about equality. In our country, there are groups of kids who chronically show poor performance, and many people think that's inevitable. But when educators create growth mindset environments steeped in yet, equality can happen. Let me just give you a few small examples. One teacher took her Harlem kindergarten class, many of whom could not hold a pencil for the first month, through daily tantrums. She took them to the 95th percentile on the National Achievement Test. That same teacher took a 4th grade class in the South Bronx, way behind. She took them to the top of New York State on the state math test. That teacher is a Stanford grad, and she's here today. And another Stanford grad, a PhD student, Stephanie Freiberg, now a professor, went back to her Native American reservation in the state of Washington. She transformed the elementary school in terms of a growth mindset. That school had always been at the bottom of the district, at the bottom of the state. Within a year to a year and a half, the kindergartners and first graders were at the top of the district in reading and reading readiness. That district contained affluent sections of Seattle, so the reservation kids outdid the Microsoft kids. And they did it because learning a growth mindset transformed the meaning of effort and difficulty. It used to mean they were dumb, and now it means they had a chance to get smarter. Difficulty just meant not yet. Last year, I got a letter from a 13-year-old boy. He said, "Dear Professor Dweck, I read your book already." I like the fact that it was based on sound scientific research. That's why I decided to test out your growth mindset principles in 3 areas of my life. As a result, I'm earning higher grades. I have a better relationship with my parents. I have a better relationship with the other kids at school. I realize I've wasted most of my life. Let's not waste any more lives, because the more we know that basic human abilities can be grown, the more it becomes a basic human right for kids, all adults, to live in environments that create that growth, to live in environments filled, overflowing with yet. Thank you.
So it's biological, psychological, and practical. 7 practical steps. Actionable, okay. The part you came here for. 7 practical steps you can use today. 1. Reframe your internal dialogue. Stop fixed language. Turn "I can't" into "I can't yet? What can I learn?" Track your self-talk for a week. 2. Praise effort and strategy, not just outcome. When you or someone else wins, name the strategy and the effort. This trains your brain to value process. 3. Use the FAIL acronym. Failure equals first attempt in learning. Say it, mean it. Rewriting failure reduces shame and unlocks experiments. 4. Seek challenges and feedback. Apply for stretch work. Ask for specific feedback. Treat feedback as free data. 5. Build a love of learning. Commit to a micro skill per quarter. Read 1 article a day. Do 1 mini project a month. 6. Stack small wins. Break big goals into progressive, visible steps. Log your wins, even tiny ones, to build momentum. 7. Curate your environment. Surround yourself with people who ask better questions and share learning. Remove narrative traps that say, talent is fixed. Why this matters in the AI era. Now the critical piece. AI isn't a one-time shock. It's a speed-up. Roles, tools, and playbooks will change fast. A fixed mindset says, AI will replace me. A growth mindset asks, how can I use AI to amplify me? Here's how growth thinking helps. Reframe AI as collaborator, not competitor. Learn the AI tools that free you from repetitive work so you can focus on high-value human tasks. Develop AI literacy plus complementary human skills. You don't have to be a coder, but you must understand AI's limits, biases, and how to prompt it. Pair that with creativity, ethics, and emotional intelligence. Make learning your competitive advantage. AI models are static until retrained. Humans who learn fast adapt faster. Practical examples. A marketer who learns prompt engineering and storytelling can produce better campaigns faster. A financial analyst who automates routine reports can spend time advising clients. That pivot is powered by mindset.
I feel for me most of the time is good time. Either you are learning or you're enjoying what you have learned. So it's not the ups and the downs. You lose some, you win some. When you win, you celebrate. When you lose, you learn. Either ways, I'm having a good time.
As you said, it's always, you are unfazed by good and bad. So how do you maintain that calm, cool exterior?
Very simple. Don't think about the result. It's the result that puts pressure on us. What if this happens? What if we don't win the game? What if we don't get selected? But again, worry about the controllables, and whatever the controllables are, we take care of it, we'll get the desired result. If we don't get the desired result, we'll improve. We'll change our plans, we'll execute better, and we'll get a chance to prove ourselves again. So, that's what it is. Thinking about the result never gives you result. Yes, you may have a target in mind, but what is more important is to take care of the small steps in life. What needs to be done, what I am supposed to do, what extra I can do, and that will help us achieve the target. The most important thing is whenever I am going out representing my country, I want to give it my best shot. It's not about the expectation that others have from me. For me, it's all about what good I can do, how well I can contribute. I always felt country was the biggest motivation for me. It was never about scoring runs or taking wickets. It was more about the team should do well and we should win the games. And that always helped because it kept things very simple. Once you start getting into the groove of I want to score runs, I want to take wickets, I want to do this, we play a team sport. So for us, it's always about, all of us moving together. And, what is something that you can do, but maybe some of the others can't do. To realize all of that and then to move forward, taking that added responsibility, that's what makes you, slightly special. The most important ingredient, yes, hard work is there, dedication is there, passion is there, but I felt being honest is one of the most important things. To start off being honest to yourself. Unless you are honest to yourself, you can't be honest to others. And what it also does is, it helps you in accepting what the shortcomings are. You may not be a great player, may not be a great human being, but if you're willing to accept the shortcomings, you can always look to improve. You can go to people, you can ask for help, and there'll be people to guide you out. Whether it's your seniors, whether it's your parents, close friends, whoever those may be. And I always felt all these things really helped me keep moving ahead in life. Throughout being honest towards the goal. What is the goal? The goal is not to, for me it was never to score so many runs for India. For me it was always, how we'll be able to win a game. Whether you are the captain or you're not the captain. What you want is, how much you have contributed for the team to win. So, that's what it is. Thinking about the result never gives you result. Yes, you may have a target in mind, but what is more important is to take care of the small steps in life. What needs to be done, what I am supposed to do, what extra I can do, and that will help us achieve the target. I personally always felt sport teaches you a lot in life. It teaches you how to deal with the losses, the failures, and at the same time, how to behave when you are successful. You need to show a lot of respect to the opposition or the contender you are competing with, but at the same time, be humble in life, enjoy what you are supposed to, and have respect for everybody around you.
Mentor's Challenge, plus 3 things to do right now. Here's my Mentor's Challenge. You don't need to change overnight, but you must start. Do these 3 things today. 1. Write down one fixed phrase you say about yourself and rewrite it with yet. 2. Pick one AI tool relevant to your work and spend 30 minutes experimenting with it this week. 3. Ask one person for feedback about a recent task and record the learning. Do that, and you've already begun to shift from reactive to resilient. Final takeaways, quick recap. Growth mindset is learnable, backed by science, and your most reliable hedge against AI disruption. Practice the 7 steps. Treat failure as data. Learn alongside AI, not against it. Build diverse skills. Join a community.
I would in fact, one of those things which my brother taught me, to right from my school days, to pack my bag on the eve of the game, so that somewhere your subconscious mind starts preparing for the game. And I went to the extent, even at international level, where I would be ironing my clothes in the room, so that while looking at my clothes and all that, I was somewhere switching on for the game. And that was important, because I found number of colleagues, so if the bus was leaving at 9 a.m. for a test match, at 8:55 they would be kind of getting ready and saying, oh, I've forgotten my socks, I've forgotten my t-shirt and all this kind of thing. I never wanted to be in that position. I always wanted to make sure that my kit was packed, my handbag was packed on the eve of the test match.
Call to action. If this helped, smash that like button. It helps people who need this see it. Comment, what's one I can't yet? You'll change into I can learn. I read every comment. If you want a workbook to practice the 7 steps, drop a workbook below and I'll pin a free download. Remember, the hand you're dealt is the starting point. Growth is the game worth playing. Please do not forget to subscribe, like, and share. See you in the next video. Stay tuned.